right, so week 1 is done. The sugar cravings are real. So this week's focus, a little time to dig in a little deeper, a little time to focus a little bit more. I want to show you this little pyramid, this little hierarchy scheme of importance for body composition, which basically just means losing fat, building muscle at the same time. When you look at the graph, you can see that one of the most important things at the bottom is the ratios of food. So how much protein you're taking in, how much carbs you're taking in, and how much fat you're taking in. And then the rest of it piles on top of that. You can see that straight at the top it is supplementation. So for those of you who think that this is the first point where you need to go to, you cannot be more wrong right now. The first point is your food and getting your ratios correct. So saying that, I want to show you this little study. I think it was a meta-analysis that was done on protein consumption for gaining or maintaining muscle mass. And obviously the more muscle mass you have, the higher your metabolism is, and the more you will lose fat or burn fat. So that's why it's so good to exercise in order to change your body composition, because you'll build more muscle, which in return would burn more fat. So this study found that you need more or less 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. Now, I know that there are studies out there that show, 2 grams per kilogram of body weight, but to be honest with you, 1.6 grams is kind of the average what everybody needs. If you do find that you don't recover fast enough, you could possibly increase your protein slightly, or maybe some other factors that come into play into it. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to start targeting in just one small thing, and that is to get sufficient protein throughout the day. So I'm going to take my body weight, whatever it is now, multiply it by 1.6, and that's more or less in the region of how much protein I'm going to take in. The rest of it around it, I'm still gonna kind of judge. I'm not gonna count calories or anything like that. I'm just gonna judge it. I'm still gonna keep it clean. I'm still not gonna do the 4 whites. And you'll find that usually when you get sufficient amount of protein, that you're not as hungry for anything else on top of that. So which is a plus, because you feel fuller for longer, and your nutrient nitrogen balance is slightly higher as well in your amino acid pool. One thing that I have found, just a little trick for those of you who get sugar cravings, is that omega-3 supplementation, sometimes just taking 1 pill or 2 pills of omega-3 does help with the cravings. And the other thing is I sometimes dab my finger in glutamine and while put it on my tongue, and that stimulates a certain receptor that helps with the craving of sugar. So for this week, focus is to get enough protein in every meal, and you're looking for consistency. So you're looking throughout the week to get consistently enough protein to aid recovery and for your body mass. The second thing that I'm going to do movement wise is I'm going to change small little habits. So I want to, which is very small, I want to start taking the steps instead of using the elevator. I want to park my car at the furthest spot in the parking if I go to the shop. And the third thing is I want to rely as much on walking as possible. These small little factors will induce a little activity in the body that's called NEAT. If I remember correctly, it's non-exercise dependent thermogenesis, which basically lifts your basal metabolic rate as well, which is all the small things that come into play when you keep a consistent diet throughout, extended periods of time. And that is key, consistency. So don't drop off. If you have a hard time, hold on there. We're all in it together. If you like the video, if you have any comments on your approaches or something, list them down below. Please share, please subscribe, and see you next week.